Hi there. I'm getting ready to take a drive on the scenic Tamiami Trail towards Miami. You will see beautiful Everglades on the left and right of me. Tamiami Trail was the construction of this highway started in 1915 and was officially done and opened in 1928. It was a massive project right through the middle of Everglades. So you're seeing Everglades on the left and right of me, 360 degrees. So in today's video, I'll be sharing my personal experience with my 2014 second generation Tundra, along with the research I've done from various sources to show you why I believe the second generation Tundras are a smarter buy than the newer third generation Toyota Tundras. So I have a 2014 Toyota Tundra 5.7 liter V8 with 111,000 and change miles on it. I've had this truck for a couple years, and I must tell you a story before the Tundra, the pre-Tundra story. 6 years ago or so, started a side hustle. I was buying and selling certain higher end upscale furniture, accent pieces, and buying and selling them online. I was storing them mainly and transporting them when I purchased it. So at that time, my primary vehicle was my 2012 Toyota 4Runner. Wife had a 2015 Lexus LS at that time. So anyway, business started doing good, and I'm like, well, I need something bigger. I need a pickup truck. However, I was not ready to spend $20, $30, $40, $50,000 on a nicer truck. And my truck was, the 4Runner was too small. So I'm like, all right, let's start with a couple grand, maybe $4 or $5 grand, get a truck and keep it for a short time, and the business does even better. Then we'll make a upgrade. Bought a 2002 F-150. Yes, Ford F-150, 5.4 V8 with 8-foot bed. The truck was apparently owned by a couple different governmental agencies. I think it was a fleet truck. A lot of times it's good and bad. I think mainly it's good. They were well maintained at one time or another. So when I bought the truck needed some major tune-up. I was willing to spend money on it, so I spent about $1,000 major tune-up, replacing all the plugs and even the coil and whatever the issue was. Everything was taken care of. The truck came back running like a champ. Kept it for about 4 years. That was my secondary vehicle. We still had the 4Runner. That was my primary vehicle. I would drive. I wasn't driving a lot of my Ford, but I would say I was putting in about 300 to 500 miles. I would say 500 miles a month, which is still decent. The truck never broke down on me ever. So just testimony, man. That was awesome. Thank God for that. I never had any issues with that. I was able to sell that to the guy who cuts my lawn, my landscape guy. We became friends. I was able to sell that truck for $2,000. I paid $2,750 and I put another $1,000 on it. I was able to bless this dude, and he still drives it. I see my truck once a week at my property. It's happy to see it every time I go by. Hey, buddy, how you doing? But anyway, fast forward 4 years later, I realized, you know what? I need something nicer. And as something nicer, I needed something with dual cab or double cab, Toyota calls it. And I don't need an 8-foot bed. Maybe a 6.5-foot bed was a must. I said, let me get something I can use as a primary. I can use that for business and for family pleasure, whatever, road trip, whatever you want to call it. So fast forward, found myself the 2014 Tundra and had it for 2 years. Put about 30,000 miles on it. I have had zero issues with the truck. Yes, I went through brand new sets of tires. I put Michelin tires on them. They came with some generic tires, and I'm a tire snob because Michelin's, for me, for the last 3 or 4 sets, not only in my Tundra, the 4Runner, we had a couple sets. My daughter had a Corolla. We put Michelin, and it was still good. And I had Michelin's in my other car. So Michelin's will last you a long time. I use the Defender for anybody that's curious. I've used the Defender tires on the 4Runner the last 2 sets, and they gave us at least 70 to 80,000 miles or even more on the first one around. Costco, by the way. Shout out to Costco. Costco's got the best deal for Michelin tires. All right, so I'll tell you why I think the second generation Tundras, even the first generation, is a smarter choice than the third generation. Let me start with an example. There's a dude named Victor Shepard. Look him up. Super nice guy. Very gentle. He's a delivery driver. He lives in Louisiana. He drives all around the country. He delivers heavy equipment from one corner of this nation to another corner. He has had 2 Toyota Tundra vehicles with over 1 million miles. The first one he had was a 2007. Back then it was a 4.7 liter V8. He put over 1 million miles. The dealership was so impressed, and I believe they got together with Toyota and they presented him with a brand new 2015 Tundra. I don't know if he's still driving it or not. About a year ago he was. 2015 Tundra with them. And guess what? Mr. Shepard put another 1 million miles on the truck. So this dude has had over 2 million miles on just 2 of his Tundras. The 2015, he says 1 million miles on it. If you break it down, Mr. Shepard drives 125,000 miles a year on his Tundra. He's had no issues at all. He did have a let me correct myself. He did have a transmission issue with the second one. That was, I think it was like 500 or 600,000 miles. Understandably, he's not your regular Joe. He's not just driving it like I am driving it, 1,000 miles a month. I'm not doing any heavy duty stuff, but he is hauling heavy duty stuff every day, 5 days a week, and he's going thousands of miles, 125,000 miles a year. So 500,000 miles, understandable for a transmission issue. Besides that, he's not had any issues at all. He, as a matter of fact, when the guy asked him, how often do you do oil changes? This man does oil changes every 10 or 11,000 miles. He said that he's skipped it till 12,000 sometimes. I personally don't recommend that. I do mine every 5 to 6,000 miles. I use synthetic. Mr. Shepard, you're a smart man, and I'm glad that you got 2 million plus miles in 2 of your trucks. So that's a great testimony for these trucks. And Mr. Shepard is not the only one. There's so many others who have had the same exact truck, same exact generation truck with 300, 400, 500. There are examples of others with 1 million miles on it. It's just Mr. Shepard is the one with twice he's broken that record. Are there any issues with these second generation? There are some issues. I've heard about water pump issue. I've heard about cam tower oil leak issues, frame rust. Toyota trucks overall, they're notorious with getting rust. If you're in a northern state, take care of your truck. I don't have to worry about that in Florida. The cam tower oil leak, it's not a major issue. I haven't heard that many. When I did my research, I found that out, but it's not a big deal. Every vehicle has issue, but this is not a huge deal for second generation Tundra. Paint issues. Yes, I have that issue with my truck. I will do a separate video showing what's happening with my truck. But however, nothing major areas of concern on this truck. Now, when we talk about the modern 2023 Tundras, you guys know very well, if you've done your research, that they are not 5.7 or any type of V8. They're using, to save money and to adhere with the EPA strict rules and regulations, they are using V6 turbo. And turbo engines are notorious for breakdowns, man. They are a lot more complex. They generate extreme amount of heat. Heat is the enemy of any engine. So, without a doubt, I can tell you these trucks are never going to do, in my opinion, even 500,000 miles or 300,000 miles with original engine. How do I know that? Look at all the issues. Toyota has recalls up to their yin yang. 2022 and up, engine debris, engine failures all over the place. I'm talking about 300 miles, 60 miles, brand new trucks after 60-mile engine problem, 200 miles, 5,000 miles. There's case of person. There's an incident of this person who's had an engine replaced under the recall, and a couple thousand miles later, the second engine died also. It's not just engine, transmission creeping problem. That's software related issue. Reverse light issues. Latest just came out, I believe it was 400,000 or 200,000 vehicles. I'm sorry, I don't have the exact number. A massive amount of Toyota Tundras and the Sequoias are having recalls because of the infotainment system blackout. I think that affects your dashboard too. What's going on with Toyota? Toyota used to be extremely reliable. They built vehicles that were meant for 15 years, 20 years. You can see, heck, you can even see a 1977 Corollas still on the road. You can see 80s Camrys sometimes still on the road. The only reason why you don't see as many on the road because of the rust and wear out on the body. Engine and transmission, if you take care of it, these older Toyota vehicles will last you an extremely long time. Unfortunately, it's not the same with the new Tundras. And as far as the MPG, yeah, they did all this because of EPA. Yeah, we had a foolish laws that were passed with the previous administrations. Stupidity, foolishness. These people didn't know what the heck they were doing. They were passing laws, all the Green New Deal and all that crap. Thanks to the new administration, they reversed that back. But we're still reaping the fruits of the previous administration. Let's talk about MPG comparisons. The 2014 to 2021 Tundras, the V8, the real world MPG average was 15 to 17. Do you want to know what 2022 with the sacrificial engine and even with hybrid? The regular V6 turbo, you're getting 19. The hybrid, you're getting 22. Whoa, what a big deal. Stupidity. That's what I call it, stupidity. Yeah, guess what? The third generation looks much nicer inside than the older one. Outside, I personally like the older one better. Third generation, they start off about $50,000 with decent options. $55,000 out the door. Plus, you finance these babies and you're paying massive amount of money every month for a truck that is nowhere close to as good and reliable, durable as the generation that it replaces. Is that smart? Forget getting higher trim. You want to go with limited? You want to go with 1794? You want to go with Capstone, third generation, or even the TRD Pro? Be prepared to spend up to $90,000 out the door. That is ridiculous. And guess what? You're going to find amazing deals on used Toyota Tundras. Not the first or the second generation. The third generation. You will find 30 to 40% off the new prices on a 2-year-old Tundras. Why? I will tell you, nobody wants them. The ones who are buying, in my opinion, they have not done their research, and they're the ones that's like, listen, I don't care. I got the warranty. I want the new look. I don't care. I have all the money in the world, or I'll borrow all the money in the world. I don't care. But if you're wise with your money, the smarter thing to do is go with the older one. So like I said, second generation is a lot better buy. It's a smarter decision. So here are some tips on shopping for this generation. This generation once again started from 2007 till 2021. From 2007 to 2013, there was no changes. At 2013, there was a interior change and exterior change. That was a drastic change. No mechanical, no engine transmission changes. Besides, 5.7 was more prevalent on the 2014 and up. So what changed inside? The dashboard changed, the steering wheel changed, the looks changed, the infotainment system changed, the fabric on the seat changed. There was good amount of improvement, I would say. I will post picture of older 2007 to 2013 front and 2014 and 2021 there too, so you can see the difference. So if you're in the market, if you're looking for just a work truck or just a basic family truck, value oriented vehicle, go with the SR. SR will do a great job. Same powertrain, same engine and transmission. If you want to step up, go with SR5. Nicer fabric, nicer touches inside and outside. Step up. You want a little bit of luxury? Do what I did. Go shop for a Limited. Limited will have a lot better interior, better infotainment system, nicer infotainment system, I should say, better seats, better interior overall. And if that's not good enough for you, hey, it's okay. We all have different tastes and budget. Go with the Platinum. Platinum, it's much better in my opinion. And if that's not enough, go with the 1794, the Mac Daddy of them all. They have some really nice interior touches. I love the saddle interior. 1794 is the champ, the cream of the crop. Do you want something sporty and something that you're going to take it to the mountains? Go with the TRD Pro. So their options are there. One thing I would have to mention here is, if you're looking for something with Apple Play, I will definitely stick with 2020 to 2021. Those 2 years were the only years of the second generation that had Apple Play. However, you know very well that 2020 and 21 are going to be a lot more expensive. But if you want to save a bucket load of money, go with the older one. Go with the 2014 to 2019. And I got a good news for you. There are two different companies that I know of. One's Hamilton, another one's Navik, Navik. They make this module. It runs about $500 in that ballpark figure. You can buy that and you can install it in your truck. It works hand in hand with your OEM, your factory radio, and you can get Apple Play or Android Auto. That is a lifesaver. Once you put that in there, bro, your truck is in the 2020s. We're not talking about 25, 26 here, but we're in the 2020s. The luxury era has begun, and you are the wise man or wise woman for stretching your budget and being wise. Sorry for my rant. I would love to hear from you if you own any Tundra. It doesn't matter. It's a first generation, second generation, or even the third generation. Share your experience with us. Tell us the year and your experience. Comment below. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.